months old. Say, I'm 5 months old. Yay! Hey guys, so I am doing this on the floor, like no lights, just the window light and the dogs walking around the dryer going. This might be like a crazy video. Somebody is already actually 5 months and 1 week old, but I'm just getting the time to film this. And even though this is a 5-month thing, I'll talk about it in the 5-month update. We're having some bad separation anxiety. This started it kind of started when I was gone from him for the longest I've ever been away from him. So, and then last night it was bad, and then today it's like I can't be out of his sight or too far from him or he freaks out. So he might have sit in my lap this whole video. But I was going to also film today my 4-month faves, like my favorite things while he was 4 months and his favorite things. But I didn't have time to go around and collect it all because he kept freaking out. So this is real fun. So let's see. This has been like his 4 months were a big thing for him. His 4-month appointment actually came after my last video. It was like 10 days after he actually turned 4 months old. So I'm going to go over what we went over in his appointment. And that was like, we talked about his GERD because it's gotten bad again. So we upped his Prevacid. And she had him go ahead and start on solids, which I wanted to wait till 6 months just because I feel like 4 months developmentally, a lot of babies aren't ready. And she was like, well, let's go ahead and do it though, because it's going to help his GERD. And also he's already met at his 4-month appointment. She had, done some stuff with him, and she's like, he's already met his 6-month milestones. So, he had already met those by then. So then I felt more comfortable with it. And I feel kind of bad that I was going to make him wait till 6 weeks, because I have never seen a baby so ready to eat solids like so early. He just instinctively opened his mouth and swallowed right away, and there was none of that spitting out or falling out of his mouth really. Like, he just started eating like he had always been eating. And now he just really loves food. His favorite food so far is avocado. I've only done vegetables. The only fruit I've done is avocado. And it's not a sweet fruit, obviously. He's had avocado, green beans, peas, carrots, sweet potatoes. I feel like there's something else he's had too. And I'm going to make butternut squash this week. And then we're going to move on to a couple of fruits. So I chose to do vegetables first. There's this whole thing like, I just projectile vomited everywhere. So there is this whole thing pediatricians do, I guess like older ones, she was saying. Like, I know my friend's pediatrician had her do this, like some color way of introducing solids, like yellows or oranges first or some crap like that. And fruit first and this and that. She said, honestly, it doesn't matter. That way is so like behind the times, old school kind of. She said he can basically start on anything that is like a stage 1 kind of food. Obviously you don't go giving, well, he's not going to have meat, but you don't go giving your kid turkey and potatoes their first solid. So she just said like that's just a really like behind the times kind of way of doing it. And I chose especially not to introduce fruits first. Now I know exclusively breastfed babies are used to sweeter milk, so they're going to take to, this is like something different than what I'm talking about. They're going to take to sweet stuff easier, fruits and stuff. But Jackson had formula and breast milk. And I just, in my experience working in baby rooms and stuff, noticed that the babies that started out on the fruits didn't really like vegetables that much. And people were like, that's a myth, it doesn't happen. Sure, there's some babies that started on fruit and did great on vegetables, but a lot of them I saw didn't want vegetables. They just wanted to eat fruit. And the truth is, food in the first year is not about nutrition, it's just about fun. So it doesn't really matter, but I preferred him to like vegetables. So he only had vegetables. He's only had vegetables so far, and we're going to start introducing some fruits soon. Yes. But so far, avocado has been his favorite thing. He started doing this like, and talking, and he also goes, and like mimics little words and stuff this month too. So that's something too he does. It's funny, in the morning now he goes, when he wakes us up, and instead of crying, it's really a sweet way to wake up. Yeah, it is. And so let's see, that's fruits. Like, yeah, I've like spread out how I introduced. There's a lizard on the window. I'm sorry, that's so random, but I've never see lizards that often at our house. I always see my dad's house, and there's one on our second story window. That's so random. Sorry. So it's just the ADD over here. Like, okay, so I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, he got the rotavirus from his vaccine, and I'll cover that in a second. But since he had the rotavirus, I stopped introducing foods until it had kind of got a little better, because I didn't want to agitate his stomach anymore with new foods. So we only stuck to stuff he was used to. And sometimes when I can't get to the store, like right now, I want to start butternut squash, but I'm gonna have to go today, which means I won't get to make it till tonight. And he probably won't get to try it till tomorrow. So when that happens, I have been going to my freezer where I have made, whenever I make a new food, I make a big batch of it and then freeze what he's not using to like test for allergies or whatever. So I think that covers. Anyways, so he's had like a variety of the food. We've gone back and forth, the stuff he's already had, and avocado is always like his favorite thing. And I think his second favorite thing has been green beans. Yeah, green beans and avocado. So at his 4-month check, when he got his shots, he got the rotavirus vaccine, which is a liquid vaccine. And it gave him the rotavirus. He got the full-blown rotavirus from the vaccine. And I kind of wonder if he's going to be like me. People will argue with me, and doctors, like whenever I have a new doctor that insists I get a flu shot, they think I'm crazy. And I will go back to that doctor as soon as I've got the full-blown flu. And I'm not talking the mist, I'm talking the shot. Every time, like growing up, I did not have the flu shot. Because my mom had this problem too. She didn't want us to have it because she was worried that we would get the flu really young because of it. But my mom would get the flu from the flu shot. And I didn't even know that I had never had a flu shot before. And I was in my 20s, and they were like, because I had never had the flu either. They were like, do you want the flu shot? I was like, yeah, okay, you know. And within like probably less than a week, I had the full-blown flu. Like I got very, very ill. And so that kind of freaked me out, and I didn't get the flu shot. But every time I have let them guilt trip me into getting the flu shot, I get very ill. I get the full-blown flu, and I go back to the doctor and like, oh my God, to the point where my primary care doctor is like, he's written on my record, no flu shot, because he knows like I'm not crazy. Like that's the thing. So it kind of scares me that Jackson got that vaccine and ended up with the virus, because I don't know if he's going to have vaccine issues like I do and my mom had. I don't know. So he got that, and then when his immune system was down, he got a cold. So he had like vomiting, like explosive diarrhea, sniffles, coughs. It was a rough month for him. So yeah, that happened this month. But he was still, like, through it all, a really, really happy baby. We went through a lot of diapers because of the diarrhea. Like every time he would eat anything, even just like an ounce of milk, it would be like diarrhea, like every time he ate. And so we were having to give him, they actually don't usually have babies use Pedialyte, but we were giving him, they had us give him like maybe 2 ounces of Pedialyte a day, I think it was, just to be sure. And he never got dehydrated, and he was still happy. He just, whoo, it was a lot of poop. And vomiting too, just like projectile vomiting, and like lots and lots of vomit, just like throwing up like an adult does, not necessarily like spit up like a baby does, or even just like his GERD projectile vomit. It'd be like and then vomit. So it was just, it was wonderful, let me tell you. So we usually cloth diaper, and during that I was not about to cloth diaper. So we spent a lot of money on diapers this month. So he's been rolling from his tummy to his back since 2 months old. At 3 months, he started from his back to his tummy, and now he just kind of like, it just depends. Like right now, while he's going through this like separation anxiety thing, I noticed he's like, he doesn't want to play. He just wants to be like right next to me. But he's been rolling around, grabbing toys all over the place, pulling stuff. When we go out to eat, he like pulls everything off the table. He took my dad's plate last night. He was banging it. He's just like, he's like totally crazy about like pulling and grabbing and throwing things. And he's been like really grabby since he was about 2 months old, but it's just like now he just has increased strength. So also this month when he was 4 months old, I keep thinking like, cause he's already 5 months, I feel like I'm doing a 5 month. Oh, I guess I am doing a 5 month update. I don't know, but I feel like I'm doing, I don't know. I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking, but so during this month, he was, that's what, it's so confusing because it's like, this is his 5 month update, but we're talking about when he was 4 months. So it's like really confusing. I don't know. I get really confused with his baby book stuff too, because I'm like, it says 5 months, but we're talking about when he was 4 months, and like, I don't know. I get like really confused about this stuff. So excuse my mom brain. He finally started realizing that he could jump in his jumperoo, not just like bang stuff and play with the toys. So he became like a jumping maniac recently in it. And he loves it. And again, I don't leave him in there for more than 10 minutes, you know, at a time. We did buy him a Jolly Jumper for downstairs because I was dragging the jumperoo up and downstairs. And the Jolly Jumper is, the reason I didn't get that from the beginning is because it's not really good to use unless they are basically have the muscle strength and ability of a 6 month old, like they're able to do the things a 6 month old does, which the milestones for a 6 month old are, I think, sitting up with assistance. He's able to stand and bear his weight on his legs. And like pass toys back and forth, and he's actually when in this past month able to sit up without assistance. I mean, I wouldn't just sit him up there and walk away. It's brief. Like the longest he's been able to just sit there on his own is 5 minutes, and then like sometimes he just falls right away, but he's starting to sit without assistance. And I've shared pictures like that and stuff on my Instagram. And I think you guys have seen it in the vlog. It just depends. Like sometimes he can sit like that for a long time, sometimes not at all. So it varies. So because he's at that point, I felt comfortable because it can hurt their backs and their spines if their muscles aren't developed and ready for the Jolly Jumper. So we did get him that since he loves jumping. And again, we just do maybe like 10 minutes during the day. Like most of our time we still spend on the floor playing and discovering stuff. Another thing he started liking to do this month is he has a little activity table that he got at Christmas from my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law. And I always put it on the floor because it's like for the floor for when they're sitting, and then turns into a table for when they're standing and pulling up. And he's never liked it in the sitting position. So I went ahead and put the legs on it because he's really been into standing. Like he just likes to stand. And so I put the legs on it, and now he loves it. So that's another thing he started doing this month. He just likes to stand. And his doctor was really at his 4-month appointment. It's not just like standing with like, I can put my arms under his like armpit. He can stand on his own and hold on to something. I mean, I don't, again, walk away from that because it doesn't always last. But his doctor was like, oh my gosh, too, that he was like sitting up like that. And this lizard is really like going around the window like he's trying to find a way in. Do you have a pet lizard I don't know about, son? See, like right now he's standing and I'm just holding his waist with one hand. So his doctor was just like really amazed at all the stuff he's doing already. And yeah, so that's like developmentally where he is at. I'm trying to think what else. So he's still doing swim lessons. He's been doing them for about a month, and we're just going to continue into toddlerhood and as long as he likes swimming. A lot of people in our personal life, not YouTube wise, kind of giggle when I say he's in swim lessons, especially when he was 4 months old and he's in swim lessons. And they think like it's kind of silly, I guess, but everything he's learning right now is about muscle memory and why they sing a lot of songs and they make it fun for them. They're teaching their body and their muscles how to react in case he was to fall into water or, you know, something was to happen with water, like monkey walks on the wall and practicing them falling in, turning around, grabbing the wall, or floating. Like, it's a lot of important, like, drowning prevention stuff. And as he gets older, they'll actually teach him to swim. But even now, they're teaching muscle memory of strokes. And it's actually, like, really interesting to watch and learn. But I don't know why people think it's kind of just, like, funny, I guess, in our personal life. They're like, he's in swim lessons? But I don't know. He really, really enjoys it. He's a total water baby. We've been doing that for about a month, and we're definitely going to continue. It's not cheap, but it's definitely worth it. I wish we were just made of money so I could put him in a couple times a week because he really likes it. But right now, all we can afford is classes once a week. So we're doing that. He had a few nights, and like, granted, he was sick, so it might have been because he was sick. He slept through the night, completely through the night, like from 8 to 7. Or no, it wasn't quite 7. It was maybe 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. to like 6 a.m. And he had a couple nights of that, but he was sick, so I don't know if it's just because he didn't feel good. But he does wake up and have one bottle usually in the night, sometimes 2. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you should remove their night feedings, blah, 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 blah. But actually, our pediatrician is really supportive of that. You really shouldn't, because a baby knows what they need, and eventually they will drop the feedings as they no longer need them. And I found that to be true because we were feeding like 3 times a night, and he dropped the 3rd one, and he's dropped the 2nd one for the most part. Some nights, like last night, he still woke up and wanted one, so I gave it to him. And mostly we're at about 1 bottle a night on an average night. Sometimes there are still 2, but especially, I find that to be true. Like, they just kind of drop them on their own as they, you know, don't need them anymore, and they pick up drinking more during the day. But Jackson, with his GERD, sometimes it's really hard to get him to, like, he's not that interested in his milk. Like, sometimes he'll drink his whole bottle, sometimes this is all he drinks. And I just leave it out during the hour that it's still good and try to offer it to him when he doesn't finish it. But a lot of babies I know that are his age are on like 6 to 8 ounces by 5 months. And I don't know, he can't, like, he barely bumped up to 5 ounces of feeding. He just can't drink that much at once with his GERD. We have to do smaller meals in shorter amounts of time. So I don't know if he'll drop that middle of the night bottle because of his issues with his GERD. I don't know. Starting solids didn't really help him sleep through the night, and I'm not really, I don't know why I don't know. People are like, well, why didn't you do this to make him sleep through the night? And try doing this to make him sleep through the night. I'm like, I don't really, not into forcing him to sleep through the night. Like, I don't know. It just bothers me when people try to tell me how I need to make him sleep through the night, or I should try this or that to make him sleep through the night. And it's like, why does it affect you? You're not waking up with him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's the big thing I always hear people ask, is he sleeping through the night? Well, can I give you some advice about it? And it's just like, you know, if you needed your kid to sleep through the night, or you need to do those things, that's fine. But I don't feel the need to do that. I feel like he's doing what's best for his body. I just don't know what this obsession is with babies sleeping through the night, and like people constantly asking new parents, is the baby sleeping through the night? It's like, of all the questions, that is the one that I hear from everybody, like even stranger, like, oh, how old is he? Is he sleeping through the night? And it's like, what in the hell? Like, what is this obsession with sleeping through the night? It's actually not biologically normal for a baby to sleep through the night. It's a newer thing, like in the past, I don't know how long, but it's just like a newer concept in the past few decades, that the baby should be sleep trained and sleeping through the night and stuff like that. That's not biologically how they're wired. So it just is so weird to me when people's first question is like, are they sleeping through the night? And it's like, what? Why does that affect you in any way? I don't know. That's just a pet peeve of mine as a parent. This is like the longest it's ever taken me to film a update with how he's being right now, and it's like, oh, it's gonna be so much editing, and this video is already like a week late. But another thing about sleep is I am starting to nap him in his crib. I planned on moving him into his crib in his room. Are you okay? At around, where are you going? At around 6 months. So I've started making him, but like when he goes down for a nap, instead of putting him in the bassinet, I put him in his crib, and he's doing really good with that. I just don't know how being in here, and I still have a lot of anxiety about it. So I don't know, I could end up moving his crib into our room. I don't know. Again, like personal preference. I don't find that having him in the bedroom wakes me up. Like when he was still tiny, and a lot of my friends said they moved their babies out at like 4 weeks because they couldn't sleep, and they said they kept waking each other up, which I can understand, because when he was really tiny, like every single little movement he made, I was like, oh, is he okay? And now I'm not, you know, like if something was wrong, I feel like I would wake up, because I have in the past. But I don't feel like every time he moves in his bed that I like jolt up and I'm like, oh God, you know, my like brain and my mommy senses have gotten used to waking up around the time he's starting to wake up to eat or something like that. And I don't find that we wake each other up, or aside from the times I would have to wake up and come in here if he was in his crib. So that's kind of like where we're at with that. So in a few weeks, he would start sleeping in here, and I don't know why. I'm like, I think I'll go through the whole not sleeping again thing, knowing he's not right next to me. So I don't know if that will last. I don't know if we'll end up moving the crib into the room. I just don't know yet. But he has started during his 4 months taking naps in here. This lizard, y'all, I feel so bad for. I feel like he wants to get in the house. Oh yeah, and the last thing I can think of is, he is, at the beginning of the month, he was just like getting into like full on 3 month clothes. Like he was in like 0 to 3 months before that, mostly. And the 3 months didn't fit, but it was kind of like the pants are always bigger whenever we move up a size. So then he moved into 3 month stuff, and it's like within a couple weeks, it was like the 3 month stuff went from being big to like, okay, maybe we should put this away soon. And he's already jumped in. I don't know why, like 3 to 6 month sizing and like Carter's is like, I can't tell if I feel like it leans more towards the 3-month size than the 6-month size. So we're completely like, he has some Halloween 3-month stuff I haven't put away yet because it's like, you need to wear that till Halloween because yeah. But he is in pretty much 6-month stuff, and 3 to 6 month stuff does fit him, but I have a feeling like he's gonna outgrow that fast. But the 3-month stuff, we probably went through really fast because he was in 0 to 3 months for the longest, and then it was like 3 months, boom, we're into 3 to 6 months. So I don't know. It's just it's so weird to me. I can't decide if I like what size 3 to 6 months leans towards, but I feel like it's really not that much bigger than the 3-month stuff. But then again, it depends on where it's from. I'm finding like different stores, or like Disney store stuff always runs small. The Target brand starts with a C. Those tend to run large. Gerber runs small, and then stuff that's like internationally, like one of our YouTube family members, Irene, sent him something from England, and I think those are 3 to 6 months. I want to say maybe they're 6 months, but they fit well with room to grow. And the stuff that he's gotten from Greece as well ran a little bigger. But it's so weird how like different brands have like the sizes vary so much. But for the most part, he's wearing towards the end of this month he was in 6-month stuff, and then some 3 to 6 month. Okay guys, that is my 5-month update. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. We'll see you guys in our next video. Bye.